Alrighty.
Welcome back to Star Trek Pros and Cons. It's been a little while, but we're real excited, despite ourselves, to get ready for Star Trek Picard Season 3, right? We'll give the captain a
Totally,
second.
I'm ready
There
to
he is.
go.
So, you want to just do the clip and then we'll do our reaction? And then let's
Yeah,
just
I
do
think
that.
we'll do a reaction and then maybe go into kind of what we think the season will be,
Yeah,
who's going to die, who's going to live,
let's do it.
predictions,
So,
things we want to see, things we hopefully, people we want to see show up.
can I say who I want to see die? Is that okay? Is that acceptable? Spoiler.
Totally.
Rafi. Sorry. Anyways, all right. Let's check out the clip. It's the final voyage.
There's a darkness on the ship.
I do like the space shots. I don't know about that villain.
Now jab. Everything that makes you you.
I wonder why we see Geordi in two different uniforms.
The earth under which he stands and the night will brighten with the ashes of the Federation.
Glad we do get to see the proper Enterprise F. That's cool.
We will have vengeance.
Fire everything we've got!
Looks good.
Greetings, old friends.
All right. There we are. So, I gotta say, I know I shouldn't be excited about it, but the truth is, I am looking forward to the new season. Just because it looks good, it looks pretty exciting. We actually do have good-looking, proper Starfleet ships.
Finally, we're going to have some stars and treks in Star Trek.
Dude, as you
At least
pointed
Picard.
out last season, there were no stars and no treks.
It was all 21st century Earth.
That was how they saved up enough money to make this season. They were like, well, we'll just film it in the past. So I'm over that. That was a trash hole.
Nope.
Trash
Would
fire.
work. I hope it was worth it.
Ugh, whatever. Yeah.
My-
Here, you go ahead. Tell me what you thought, man. You've been talking, deaths and everything, man. I don't want to see anyone die. I'm worried that we're gonna see some TNG guys die. I don't like that, but we'll see how it is.
I mean, Picard already died.
You're right. Picard is not
He's
even
been dead
real.
for 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's fair. It sure does look like it sure
guess
looks like
Data-
Riker's like gonna
Data
die.
died.
Yeah.
Riker needs to hit the treadmill a little bit, but I'm no judge. I don't know. I think there looks like a lot of villains in that trailer.
Well, it looks like the main villain is the scarred up gal, and then like there's some cool aliens. I like that like weird pucker face alien thing. That looks interesting. I'm curious about that. I don't know. To me, with Riker
Moriarty?
this is the end or whatever, that feels like, I don't know, we'll see what happens with Riker. If Riker is in jeopardy, I think that puts Troy in jeopardy. And we got the sad shots of them on like exploding ships, and they already lost their kid to some weird, preventable, non-preventable synaptic android disease or whatever it was.
We also got a classic Troy line of like, I sense danger. And you're like, duh.
A lot of explosions going around. What do you think about
I mean, that's all
Moriarty?
she does is like, I don't know. Those were good episodes, but is it worth like being the top villain of the show? or one of them.
Is he the top villain? Maybe they use him. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't like that they're always
It
showing
could be
us
one of
more
those
his-
weird, like, flat.
Oh, we lost you for a second. Are you back yet? Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. So it's like it just seems that the
Captain way out there land with the internet. There he is. Hey. Sorry, we missed that last part.
sorry.
That's all right.
Rural Wyoming, the internet sucks here, but I'm just saying, like it just seems like maybe the Moriarty callback is just like let's just like find an old Star Trek reference from back in the day that people will know about, like they always seem to do. Just some weird random callback that it's like, all right.
Well, and I was thinking about it, and you're right, because we do see Laura coming back, and we've seen Geordi's all grumpy in some of the trailers at Picard for whatever reason. And like we also see Geordi in two different color uniforms, a red and a gold. So what's up with that?
If there's time travel, I can't do it again.
I don't think so. I don't think that I haven't seen any different periods or anything. It looks like they're all old and frumpy and fat.
I'm really excited to see that it seemed like they took 7 of 9 back to the course that she was meant to be on after Voyager ended.
I'm glad she's back in Starfleet. That's only
seemed-
proper.
It seemed like they're like, oh, let's just turn 7 of 9 into like a antisocial, angry pirate raider for no reason because she's angry at everyone. And I'm like, this did not match like anything coming out of Voyager. And I'm glad they're kind of making it look like she's on the path that she was supposed to be on after Voyager ended, right?
No. Now we do get a crappy Starfleet captain with the guy that is like shown around the Titan A or whatever it is, right? And do you want? Should we put up a little spoiler and talk a little like now? I want to talk a little predictions about stuff that we might see. So
Sure.
Should we just say spoilers in case any of this turns out we're just going to be talking some random shit? I guess
Well, they're not spoilers; they're predictions. Like nothing's happened.
Well, like I don't know. Have you heard the rumors about like basically Picard getting Kirk's story from Star Trek 3 or Star Trek 2?
Oh.
I guess it's Star Trek 2.
I forgot his son's in this one.
Dude, it looks like his son's gonna be in it when it's like Beverly's like, oh well, I just didn't like feel like telling him about it. Like, all right, like I don't know which character that assassinates worse, like Crusher or Picard. Hopefully that's not what it is. I don't know. Maybe there's a misunderstanding. But how is Picard's son going to react to finding out that his dad's a dead android?
Well, all of a sudden, like this series is just making up random relatives of Picard that never really were existed. Like, well,
Yeah.
his mom, I guess, existed for like a decade.
Well, in theory, but very differently. It's like.
And then
well,
like
we forgot again. Picard had a secret kid he didn't talk about last season when he was dealing with his family trauma. He
Like
just
they
abandoned him. Well, like I said, the only way that can even work is if it's a secret kid that he never knew about, and Beverly just pops in and is like, by the way, you remember that one time we like hooked up before I left the ship, and then I just never talked to you again or told you that we had a kid ever?
Or Vosh, maybe. What if it's like Vosh or something?
Well,
or-
dude,
I could see like the one night stand.
that would be
Vosh
fine
and
with
Verizon.
Vosh. That would be totally fine. That would be 100% acceptable. But it doesn't feel like that from the trailers. It feels like it's going to be Beverly.
Bro. Yeah, but
Because they're like,
I
she has a
agree.
secret, and she's like, don't trust anybody. I don't know.
I never got that basis of their relationship where they were ever like secretly in love and like it was like a Like,
There's
I don't think
Captain, the
anyone,
Doctor, but like
no one cared.
they're supposed to be on like long range mission. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, they could have also easily like just after that their mission like been like, oh, we're gonna go do from posts or whatever for a little bit, do our own thing. So who knows? I don't care. All I know is that if that's what's going on, I'm gonna be really incensed right off the bat, and it's gonna be hard for this show to recover me. It's like when Discovery, with one of the first shots in Discovery is when they pull out of the turbo lift and they're like, it's an infinite ship everywhere. I was done. And that's the kind of moment that could be. And I'm trying to have an open mind. I said I was excited. I started this video hype, and then we started talking about all the rumors that we were hearing. And it's like, what was the other one that really... We see that Worf is now a pacifist.
Well, one of the,
but I do like he gets to headbutt Rafi in the face. So, that's great.
I could see Worf becoming a pacifist. I mean, he's been through like so many wars now. By the time this has come up, like,
why is
I
Worf
could
there?
see it.
We'll see how they pigeonhole him into it again. But I'm glad they did, because Michael Dorn's the best.
One thing going back to like, I think Secret Kids is such like a crappy plot device for any story, just to be like, Secret Kid out of the blue, like, here's some drama. It just seems like with everything going on that's going to happen in this season, with like all the cast coming back, like 4 different villains it appears like, and then a kid out of the blue, it's like, why do you need that? There should be enough material there without like a secret love child in the middle as well to create more plot. Like, the problem with this show overall that really bothers me is just like, they try to cram so much story and so many plots into like one season. It's just like,
well, and they don't know if they're trying to do episodic television or if they're trying to do an overarching story. And let's be real, if we're talking 10 episodes, I would be fine with them doing one really good in-depth story. And I'm sure they're like, we don't want to have to write 10 different scripts, and so it's like, pick your poison. I don't care. The ship graphics look cool, and it looks like real Starfleet ships that I'm gonna like, so that's nice.
Are they going to bring in a new Enterprise version, you think?
I think I've heard. All right, so
That's
that's one of the other
Enterprise
rumors. I've heard the rumor that the Enterprise F is being retired at the very beginning of the season. And that's
so what, Enterprise B?
Well, the F, the shot that we saw in this trailer with that F going by and the other ships it. That's the F, like the classic, like, like the model, like that's like the Star Trek Online F, and it flies by and with other ships, and people have rumored that that's them, like a retirement ceremony, and there might be like an attack or something during that, or who knows.
How long has the Enterprise F even been in service? It's like,
I don't know.
The Enterprise D was in service for like 30 years.
7 years.
Well,
we saw its christening and it got destroyed.
Star Trek time. You're right, 7.
Galaxy.
But I feel like,
in theory, whereas like the Ambassador class or like the Constitution, they lasted up to 7 years. Some of those Excelsior class with retrofits and everything, But the Galaxies, they were out there on the edge, so not many of them may have made it to that late age. And then you had the Dominion War, and that probably shredded like a lot of stuff. And so, the F is there, but yeah, it seems a little early for it to be retiring. Maybe everyone's older than we think, and that's why they're all frumpy, and Picard hasn't aged because he's an android. Maybe
where's the Enterprise E?
I don't know.
The Sovereign.
What happened? Why isn't Picard in charge of the E, and why is Riker like in charge of like the Titan? So Picard must have did the E get destroyed in Nemesis?
It was heavily damaged, but I don't think it was destroyed.
I don't think it was destroyed either, but there's not any real Star Trek canon, and they tried to do several like canons afterwards with novels and stuff, and they never stick to anything because they can't.
Well, in Nemesis, they flew it like straight into the scimitar.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Unfortunately.
The Enterprise E was one of my favorite all-time ships.
The ships from that design period are the best by far. That the series from Yeager, or whatever his name is, Alex
But
Yeager.
who, what? So we know the next gen characters are coming in. We know Lore and Moriarty now. Um, what like other outside of TNG characters you think are going to make an appearance? You think we might get like a Janeway
It's
cameo,
been rumored
maybe?
that we might see surprises. I would like to see. I should go and read some of the recent comics to see if it gives any hints, because the recent comic series brought Cisco back, in continuity or whatever. For
Oh
like,
God, if they do that, that
um,
might be my like
I
I'm
would.
done.
Well, all right. So most of the DS9 characters are stuck over at DS9. We're not going to see any of them, right? Like you said, we could easily see Janeway. She came in and did voice work for the cartoon show, which is
Prodigy.
pretty good. Yeah, I like Prodigy. So they could do that. But I also don't see them bringing her in, having just have her done that. I would see
What if it's
maybe
like a convert? What if
O'Brien. Bring in O'Brien. He's supposed to be back at Earth teaching, right?
that's a good point? I could see O'Brien.
Um,
What about like a brief pep talk from Janeway to Seven of Nine, like before she, like a quick like cameo kind of thing, not like she's a part of the story, but
what
like,
about Admiral Paris?
well, didn't he? I don't think he was very interested in staying in Starfleet after Voyager,
Well,
right?
right? Maybe he just retired with B'Elanna. Yeah,
The
maybe
EMH.
could see an EMH, maybe a new version of an EMH, or maybe a tactical hologram or something, right?
Maybe they do the EMH like with Moriarty. Maybe that's kind of part of that
That's what I was
story.
gonna say. Is like maybe they bring Moriarty out because they're being invaded and they unleash him on somebody or something. Is kind of what I got from that. Like I don't really understand how else Moriarty would figure into it. Like they trapped him in something, didn't they? Like
Yeah,
so I kind of feel like they would be weaponizing Moriarty.
to face this new enemy. Who do you think the enemy is? Like, what are they?
The big villain, I think, is that weird like chick with a scar face, and I get vibes of like Nemesis and the JJ reboot, like with like organized like mining Remus vessel or whatever it was.
Dang it, the Romulans again.
I don't know what she is, but she's like got an axe to grind. She's like the one that seems there's a lot of cinematic shots in the trailers with her. Whereas like, this and that and the alien, there's like one close up of that cool alien. But there's a bunch of shots of her striking poses or like camera moves drawing into her from below and stuff. She's the main villain, I suspect.
Well, like, why did she have a beef with Picard? It's probably from something from like 40 years ago that he.
It's probably back when he left like his kid and went on some wild android voyage. I'm sorry, I hate Picard, dude. I just want good Star Trek, bro. I want this game, this resurgence, man. At least it's set during like the good period. We'll see, and it's got the good uniforms and ships. Here's the other thing, okay? I said I like the new ships I've been seeing. I am also just seeing like variants of like old ships, like a new version of the Excelsior. And here's the other thing: the main ship that I've seen a lot of, it's boxy, dude. It's weird. It's like they took an Excelsior and like fucked it up and shit. And it's like it's not as sexy as the Akira or the Enterprise or the Sovereign or like the Steam Runner. You know what I mean?
Or
Those
what if they do
ships
like?
were beautiful and they had function to them. And
It
this is
looks like
just
it
a
had.
blocky piece of shit.
Well, it looks like it had like four nacelles. Maybe it's like a Stargazer
I did see it for
redo or
so.
something.
I think it's I don't know what. I think it's the Titan A, but it's not like a proper Titan. Like, dude, why can't we have the Titan? The Titan is a sick design.
Well, at least they have variety. Remember when
I know, and
Riker
you're
showed
right.
up and it was just
You're
like all the same
100%
shit.
right. At least they have variety. I shouldn't be complaining because we do get a little variety, but I'm looking.
We're getting Starfleet ships because Rio's ship wasn't even like a Starfleet ship.
Much better, much nicer.
Um, Remember Rio's ship wasn't even like a real
Yeah,
Federation ship.
I don't have it because I only buy Federation ships, so I don't have Rios' stupid not Federation ship. Sorry. The Lush Arena, it was okay. You know what I mean? But, like, alright, here, what's this one?
And
Nice.
we definitely won't see Rios because remember he died in a bar fight in Brazil. For some
Brazil!
stupid
That's so
reason.
cold blooded. I liked Rios too.
On a humanitarian mission.
That's cooler, right? I like those better.
Oh, that's weight. I like that one.
Yeah.
So, like, okay.
Dude, you're bumming me out. Alright, dude, we've been
I
doing
got-
this for like, I don't know how long here too, by the way, so.
All right, I got one more point, one more question.
Yeah. You were the one who
Um,
wanted to go quick, but we have plenty to say. You know, this was a great idea, by the way.
Well, and then, like, I mean, it starts tomorrow, so we're gonna have an episode tomorrow as
We
well.
are. Yeah.
Post
This
show.
was kind of our test to make sure, and everything is actually, the settings look great. And we're just going to watch it, and we're going to try and we're going to both watch it about 8 o'clock. And we're going to then tune in here and do a live broadcast with our immediate thoughts. And, you know, we started last season off pretty enthusiastic, and it wasn't until episode 2 or 3 that we were really, like, bumming out. So we'll see what happens this time.
What do you think this overall? Do you think this season will redeem the series, or do you think it will make it worse, or keep your feeling the same of like, meh, I'm never gonna rewatch this again?
Will it have a scene that somehow brings Rios back and kills Girardi? Because that would do it for me. That would save the entire series. That would turn it around. Death of Rafi might cushion it a little bit. If we lose a classic character, I'm going to be bummed out. If we lose one of the Soongs or Databots, there's a gajillion of them. I guess I'll be less bummed if it's lore. But, you know.
It's like, how many times have we seen Brent Spiner like get killed now? It's just like
The worst was last season. I can't believe they wrote him back in for last season. That was so dumb. I'm sorry. Especially, like, maybe they could have gotten away with a cameo. But the thing is, they probably signed him up for a contract for all 3 seasons, you know what I mean? Like a season deal. And they're like, oh, it's the same thing. Like, remember they used what's her name as a completely different character, dude.
who?
Laris or whatever. That was the most atrocious thing last season. She played, it's Laris? Like, what's going on? Like, no, I'm her great-great-great-great-grandmother.
And like, I guess we can't.
There's Data's inventor's great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather.
And then she just like pieced out and like, all right, well, see you later, I guess.
All right.
Do you think she comes back? And there's like some drama between Crusher and Lara.
That's one of the surprises. I bet you she does come back because she's under contract. I would be way happier if they had like a flashback scene of Rios like in the bar fight dying, than if we like have to sit through like another excuse to like write Laris into the series.
Leaving his family behind, like I just thought that was a horrific end for his arc.
It was horrible. Die in a
Like,
bar
he's
fight,
the only
dude.
good character in the show.
There we go. Rios sucked. Bye.
So I don't know. I guess I'm optimistic again. I'm hoping
We have to be. We're
Make-
long-time fans. What are you supposed
I'm hoping they make up for some of the mistakes they've made in the first 2 seasons and go out with a bang. But we won't know until we start watching.
Yeah. I'm hyped for tomorrow, dude. I'm psyched that you got me to do this. I'm excited for another season of this. And if all works out, we're going to try and do some shuffle tracks in between seasons of shows because we love classic Trek and we can't take bad Trek all the time.
Also, I just kind of want to hype my channels.
Let's do it. Let's do the roll down.
Everything Has History. Got a new video up there that I did for the Carbon County Museum channel that I also work on.
Do you have any? I'll put links in the description for both the museum and Everything Has History. I think Everything Has History is there.
Everything Has History is actually doing really well. I've got a lot of new subscribers. So I'm trying to put some new videos out more frequently. I just put one up on a tragic plane crash here in Wyoming. That was pretty nuts. So check that one out. I posted the same video on the Carbon County Museum channel, so I just kind of cross-posted it on both, just to kind of give some history of that flight. So watch them on both channels. Subscribe to both channels if you haven't, and then I'm excited. It's excited for Picard season 3.
If you guys are watching this and didn't know, I've got AKA Bog on YouTube, as well as the Pros and Cons and the Colorado Railroad Museum channel. I do the like 95% of editing for that channel. And then there's also links to some of the music that we use in our channels for our buddy Hi-Fi Music and Heist. So that's a whole little network of creators. If you like what we do, check us all out and support us. We really appreciate
Hi-Fi
it.
Music.
Let's go.
Ted's got some bangers out there.
He does. Yeah.
We're just Star Trek fans. If you've never watched Pros and Cons, we're just museum nerds and Star Trek fans, and just like to kind of...
I was going to say, how many years do we have between us? We got like 40 years probably in the museum industry between the two of us, I think. Almost.
Yep.
I've got 22. I don't know what you've got.
I'm at about, 2012 was when I started working with you.
So 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, 10, 11 years.
A little before that, yeah.
So
13, so as almost 35 years experience in the museum industry, and a lot more experience than that watching Star Trek. So
yeah, that's for sure.
Cool.
So hopefully this series doesn't do us wrong, and I'm excited to get started in season 3 and join us for our breakdowns. I'm hoping this. I know last season we got pretty jaded throughout the series, and we were pretty down on it.
There was a lot going on. There were a lot of factors. So
I'm hoping maybe we'll be a little more positive.
We'll try.
I think they got away from a lot of the weird messaging they did in the last season. Because
you already said the biggest thing. We have stars and we have Trek. And unless the second episode's like, we're going back to the 20th century, I think we're going to be okay. It's going to be better than last season.
I forgot to mention, we got us a pretty kick-ass looking star base.
Yeah. There's some shots that look really cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. And I love seeing the old cast back together, dude. I love seeing LaForge and Worf and Crusher. I've seen Riker and Picard and their story last season soured me a little on them, so I'm less hype on them. But like you said, seeing Seven in the uniform again is awesome. Seeing Picard, I don't know. He's an old fake Gollum, so who cares?
Zen Master Worf?
I would rather see Lore than B4 or another Soon.
Oh, hell yeah. Totally. Yeah. Lore was great.
Much rather see Lore. Oh, the captain just dropped his phone into his lap, or he just died. So I think we will, on that note, especially since... Oh, there goes my light. And let's see, since my camera was not ready for the captain to sign out. There we go. We'll just do that. Thank you for tuning in. We should be more set up for tomorrow. This is just a practice run like we were saying. And otherwise, have a great night, guys. Trek on.